Okay,
I have two
Thanks.
landing shots, checking systems, checking air brake, checking flaps, check taxi light set, run out, pinging, good, master on, skill set.
Roger.
What are we setting red out to?
200 feet. 1-1 taxi to runway 19.
Good 13 taxi runway 19.
Probably want to you're holding at Charlie.
Is everyone happy with the brief so far?
Hey, Fern? Need to slot in 2.
Yes, please.
Just to confirm, will it be Singleton for myself on the departure?
It will, yes.
Yeah. I'll line up behind you and about.
If for whatever reason the weather is poor in Wales, we will either report and do something else. I tend to like sticking with live weather. So I like to keep it as real as possible. So if the weather is poor, we'll pull out and we'll do some work in the general handling aspect, maybe some tactical formation work like I introduced you to before. And me and Chewie can demonstrate how that works now I have him on board.
Need to cross it to 3.
Good 13.
Out check some collision light, make sure your trim is set, make sure your flap is set, make sure your landing lights are on, make sure your your red out is armed. Any other necessities for anybody else? Just let me know when you're ready and we'll taxi on.
Might I make a suggestion? We
Roger.
changed channel to IX because they'll be doing the brief soon.
Yep, I'll go train.
Change to 9.
Yeah. Before they start to make
Flap set, trim set. Landing lights. Anti-collision. Anti-collision.
Okay, once we're all
Okay.
ready, what I'm going to do before I'm the lights up on the way, I'm going to be on the left side, so it'll be a right echelon. What you're going to do is basically just put yourself in a general formation reference, and then I'll go over the commands before doing it in general, so you're aware of what I'm going to do when I'm going to do it. I've gone over them before, but I am going to go over them again just to make sure that you're confident with them. Don't worry about falling behind. It may happen, and it most likely will happen, but don't worry about it.
Coming up.
It's just
Once you're good to go.
have a practice.
Who's good to go?
Alright, 1-1. Lining up the way 1-1.
1 2 on board. It's fun.
You can let me know when you're ready and in position.
1 2 set.
1 3 set.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go over it, right? I'm going to call power up or run them up. Either or. Alright, that's the command. I'm going to bring it on to the same setting. That's going to be 92 RPM the gauge. Now, when I call off brakes now, the best thing to do is ignite the burner, full reheat on the word brakes, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to let go of my brakes, my toe brakes now, on the end of now, I'm going to lose my toe brakes. Okay?
Lovely.
In real life, you'd probably do this with a head nod, but we don't have that luxury, so
Yeah, sure.
just wing it as best as you can. If you feel like you're going too far forward, come off the power a little bit and then just put it straight back on. So I will be full reheat until I say power back. Okay?
Copy that.
Are we ready?
1 2 ready.
1 3 ready.
Run 'em up.
That's at 90.
Set.
Set.
Off. Brakes now. Rotate.
1 3 ready.
Ah,
Gear travels. Flat travels. Flat travels. Power back. Not too bad, not too bad. I see you back there, so it's okay.
yeah, just got a bit of lag on the roll there.
That's not much. Yeah. What we're going to do is going to be following that formation that we practiced last week. We're going to be staying in the 25 wing until we are what that altitude. Okay.
350 knots.
Coming right. Down. Power back up. Oh, back up. Still better.
5,000 feet.
Chewy track northbound and catch us up that way.
It's all good. I'm cutting the turn
10,000
on
feet.
Okay. Rolling. Out.
400 knots.
on 1 speed check.
425.
There you go.
That's quick.
1-5, like a 1-5.
Lag
Power
again.
back. Power back. Okay, then I'm gonna have to autopilot kick in just a second, so sorry, your autopilot kicking in now, so if it is going funky, I apologise. In now, and we're going to engage 45 wing. There we go, lovely, like to see it. I'm going to maintain the 440 knots. Everyone happy with that?
It's up.
There will be no call outs for left turns, they'll just happen, alright?
Brilliant.
I'll kind of let you know when the big ones are coming, but the little ones I'm not really going to worry about.
Oops, fair.
Big left turn coming now to roughly 250.
Yeah. Ugh. Can't settle this evening.
What's that?
Can't seem to settle this evening.
Oh, don't worry, take your time. If you need to take a bit of time out, further out, that's fine.
I'm going to swap to the left just to ease pressure.
And coming further left is 240.
Okay.
This is going to be the most stable part of the flight, so enjoy them more than you can. You push yourself out a little bit there, Dan, and push up a little bit, so if you go a little bit wider, and then put a bit of power in, oh, we've got a slight right turn there, just watch that. And then push yourself forward a little bit. Right, don't panic. Always tiny corrections. Unless you can see a massive jump in there. Build your confidence up. The best thing to do is sit a little bit wider and push yourself up a bit. So you're more like at a 45-degree echelon position. There you go. Sitting quite nice there. So if Chewie then gets on the wing there, very nice. And if you can hold that for the picture, off on the camera.
Famous last words. Yeah.
Very soft. Nice to see everyone's cockpits as well. That's a rare sight.
Yeah.
Haven't they just updated that?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it. Right, I need to focus for a minute. Just head back to the cockpit, fortunately. Make sure, yeah, we're coming up to our waypoints now, descending waypoints, so we have to switch back on.
Sorry, Chair, I'm probably making your job really hard tonight.
No, don't worry at all. I'm watching Brad, not you, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me being off your right side, because I'm always kind of flying off of him. Even though you're between me, I'll always watch for him. There's only some references I can take off of you, but most of the flying is all off of him.
Yourself in a position you're comfortable in. There will be a right turn shortly, very shortly, so just watch for that.
Excellent.
So in the next 10 seconds we'll go right turn.
-3 seconds.
It just depends on when it wants to switch waypoint.
Yeah.
Okay guys, once we ground out, we're going to start thinking about the descent. Because we've got enough fuel for this, we're going to descend at 45 wing. We're going to set the profile to about 7 degrees nose down. And I may just sort of power back and boards on the way down. So it'll be a high power setting boards on the way down.
Copy.
I wasn't expecting that, but it's alright. It'll do. So
Tornado do what Tornado does.
we've got 63 miles until we need to be low level, okay? Once we're settled and level, I'll sort this out descent profile. But the weather looks good, so we'll probably be able to commit to the flight today. Nice cloud layers up here, so. Okay, I'm coming off the autopilot now. I'm off the autopilot now, we're all this out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the power back, set 18. I'm going to start to trim the nose down, okay? I'm going to aim for about 3 degrees nose down because of the distance. I'm going to hold it about there, okay? And I'm going to hold that attitude. I'm not going to board. Hold that attitude. It's giving us a nice 430 knots and about a 2,500 feet per minute. No, it was about 2,000 feet per minute. 2,500 feet per minute descent rate. We might have a little bit of cloud in the valleys, but I might just slide through it. We are tornadoes, so TFR's not accurate, but we work with it. Rolling it out. Okay, the plan is today we are going to aim for 420 knots in the low level. Is everyone happy with that? Obviously, if for whatever reason we speed up or slow down, just flow with it. At the end of the day, it's my job to make sure we're on time, okay? That's my job to do. And then again.
10,000 feet.
Technically, in real life, you'd be talking to people like, talking on a low level frequency, talking to Squadron, all that kind of stuff in real life, but we don't do that. Squad codes, we don't really mess with those either, but you can if you want to, it depends on how far you want to take it.
Yeah.
The squad codes in this aircraft don't really work very well. They work, but what it says on the actual dial doesn't actually interpret, oh, what's the word? Yeah, that word. Interpret, I don't know the word I'm looking for. The actual, what it actually says, that's what it shows on like map and stuff like that.
Sure.
So a low level squawk would be 7001, which is the national
450
low-level
knots.
squawk in the United Kingdom. I don't know if that's worldwide, but I do know the UK bound one. I don't know if it corresponds to the rest of the world. I generally just keep it on VFR and it's a simulator. If you were flying bats in, they probably wouldn't mind. They probably would maybe do it. Okay, so what I am going to ask now, guys, if you all want flight plan loading, we should all sort of be following the same sort of waypoints. I'm going to ask for a spacing now, so the spacing is going to be wide, about 2 aircraft lengths to about 3 aircraft lengths, let's say. However you feel comfortable. And we are going into that low-level environment now, so obviously I'm asking for that spacing because we're going into a low-level environment. We are about to descend into rain, but don't worry, I'm confident that we're not going to hit anything on the other side. I can see some of the area, so I am happy to continue. This isn't our low-level entry point, so to speak, but this is our waypoint to get onto that initial entry, and I will start the timer on the entry. Once we hit 420 knots and on the entry, which it should be 420 knots on the entry, I'll start the timer, and then it'll be a case of making sure we're on time on the waypoint.
Yeah.
But there will be no call-outs, it will be mostly dramatic movements, and you just kind of have to follow suit. I'm happy with that.
100%.
Perfect. Just broken the data because I was messing with the wrong thing. There's the rain. 4,000 feet above. Switching to rad out. 2,500 feet above, so we are quite in a dangerous area right now. I don't think we'd be descending into this in real life, so I'm going to come right a little bit. We're going to avoid the waypoint just so I can make sure we're trailing the coast. Okay. There is a bit of patch of rain over by the loop, but we shouldn't miss most of it. All the turns in the low-level environment have flown about to 4G, so once we're in the low-level environment, we'll do essentially turns. Okay, just watching out for the crowd out here. Just going to level out one in the cloud. Okay. Rolling down. 320. Find the coast. Push the nose down. Getting ready on that 420 knots. So I'm setting myself up for that 420 knots now. I see the coast. I see Aberystwyth. I know where I'm going. We shouldn't have flown through that, but that's okay. Rolling out the coast. This is where our free nav portion comes into it, where we kind of just have to follow rough areas. Aberystwyth's off to our right here. And right turn, power's coming back to 420 knots. Aiming 420 knots, there's 420 knots, and I'm packing the timer, okay?
Okay.
I'm looking for my references now. So it gets tricky. My references are on the floor. I'm a little bit quick, so I'm going to pull the boards out, just get back to that 420 knots. There is a little bit of weather up ahead, so I'm going to avoid that weather and come to the left. I'm following the road here, so I'm looking at my reference points. I'm a little bit quick, so I'm going to again bring the power back. Be a little bit quick, bring it to 420 knots. I'm going to fly over these mountain tops here, just to avoid the weather. And the power button. In reality, I would have used a lot of references and VRPs and stuff, but we are following the correct road, so good. Check my map. On the road again. Power back. It's always power management, so where's my road? That'll be my road. Down there. There's my road. slide off to the right, coming right.
400 knots.
And as you can see, I'm generally just flowing towards the waypoint. I'm not necessarily flying direct. I'm trying to stay in the low level environment. I'm trying to stay away from the clouds, and I'm trying to keep on my BRPs. And technically I would be off my BRP by now, but I know roughly where I'm going. I had my map to guide me. Obviously in real life it's going to be a lot harder. PPL was hard, but I couldn't imagine what it's like doing in a fast jet. Top here. Come to the right of the town a little bit there. 130 knots. 3 minutes 20 seconds in.
So we fast or slow?
We will technically be fast. I'd rather be quicker than slower personally. Obviously we're not doing it to accurate standards. We're not doing like route, you know, route fucking route what do you call it? You normally do a route study, there we go. So you knew where all the BRPs were. Well, that's what I did in the PPL.
Yeah.
And you make sure you do like what we call breeder checks. And those breeder checks would also incline us to look about where we were at the time. There were actual checks for when doing the flight planning. So every 10 minutes or so you check to make sure where you were. Every few minutes, sorry, every 10 minutes. Check to make sure you were where you're supposed to be. It is difficult, but it isn't that difficult. Yeah. Doing it for the first time is difficult. That's all I can say.
Yeah. A little bit daunting.
Yeah.
I suppose. A lot to think of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I couldn't imagine what it's like to do it on these accurately. Like, within 5 seconds as well, like either side. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I'm going to slow down a little bit and maintain that 400 knots for a little early.
So,
Very good. I don't think I accounted for the distance between this waypoint and the next. It is a shorter distance, so I accounted for a longer distance. So 400 knots here, left turn into the spinners all the way there to the left. Loop bell on the left. That's what it is. flying around in a
15.
30. Spare on the right. We're going to be very early. What have I got wrong? Get a flight down to cross boxes, so don't put it early. Because that's where our timings are going to be off. There's the T-junction, turning right to T-junction, go on the hard right, bit of power, add power in this tank, so high G, high LA, all that stuff. I'm going to bring power up now, about 450 knots, it gets back on top.
450
I think
knots.
my timing's okay here, not too bad. I am a little bit early, I think, but I'm pretty sure we'll be on time. 470 knots, a little bit quick here. Bringing it back to 450 knots. Stand by for a sharp right-hand turn.
So,
And it's going to be up to the right and then back down again to go. Okay, it's going to be quite quick. Okay, up to the right. And we're going to ID a lane, and that is going to be our entry point for our target, okay?
okay.
Should be down into this crevice of this valley here, just up to our nose. Just keep flowing this here, this will be our entry point. I've pushed the speed up a little bit because we are a little bit late now, I think. I've pushed it to 490 knots, we are a little bit quick. Well, I may have underestimated how slow we were back on the back leg there. Bring the power back now to 450 knots. 9 minutes, 10 seconds. Expected 9 minutes, 20 seconds. 9 minutes 20 seconds mark, we are 1 second late. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at 490 knots. Holding that. Rolling it out, 500 knots. We are 23 seconds late. Fine now. Switching to Barra. I'm going to maintain this wing sweep. I'm just going to push the throttle on now. And climb back up to flight level 140.
Copy 140.
5,000 feet.
See, even I make mistakes, but then again, I haven't done this for a while.
It's not easy.
I'm actually a little bit disappointed by that. I think I've flown that more accurately at 450 knots, it would have been alright, but...
10,000 feet.
I slowed it down too much on that back end.
Yeah.
Or I slowed it down for too long.
400 knots.
And let's start to level out now, okay?
Big fan.
And does anybody want to take over and cross the Litchfield?
Negative.
1-3, want to take over, lead us across the Litchfield, and back in tomorrow?
Sure, why not? I'll be behind you at 420.
420, flight level 140.
Going back up to 140, I'm just slightly below that.
So if Voodoo 12 wants to ID 13 and retailing 113. Behind you, Sean.
Oh,
I'll climb up.
Just like the left.
eyes on.
Tally. Rolling out 120. Second tally. Second tally. Roll.
One, two on board.
Bit left.
Just stick the autopilot on once you're on the straight path.
Yeah.
QNH 1012. If you just creep up a little bit down, and that will be
Low limit. The heads up, autopilot's coming in, so watch for the janky bit.
If you set a track, it will follow the actual track rather than the heading of the select button, so it's going to go.
Excellent. As in, like, it'll follow the flight. Oh, wait, I don't have flight plan on, do I? A slight left correction on the heading just because there's a bit of drift here. The heads at the cockpit briefing. Okay, so they fixed the cockpit issue, but there's no pilots.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. So, obviously now we're in that transit, you can all just sort of chill out a little bit. Obviously, don't know you're focusing right now. How was that?
Yeah, it's okay. I could do with. Just didn't quite know where the timing points were. Like you say, if
At the end of
it's
the
hard
day,
to.
the best thing I could suggest to you is when you do these kind of sorties, it's always
Yeah.
the leader's responsibility to be where they need to be.
Yeah.
So the only way I can make that easier for you is by you literally doing it yourself.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You route it, you plan it, you know where you're going, you know what you're looking for. That sort of thing.
It would be kind of interesting to have maybe 2 or 3 jets come in from different directions using their own plans and timings, and to see how that would work out. See if we could get the timings right.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. It's one way to test 2 pilots' abilities. In fact, that's a very good idea. I might incorporate that into some of the training.
Yeah.
But one of the things we will be doing, and I'm going to be doing with you two very, very soon, once we get you a more competent with TOT, and obviously focusing myself on something more up to date than Chewie. We're going to be doing like a bandit kind of scenario, so I'm going to pose as a bandit, you two are going to fly a TOT sortie, and I'm going to throw you off track. You're not going to attack me, you're going to learn how to get offensive, but it's going to throw you off the timings, and then you've got to correct your timings and get back on.
Sure.
But that's going to be more later on down the side and stuff, and you're going to do it to me, and Chewie's going to do it to us, you know what I mean? We are going to take it in turns. It won't just be me.
What fun.
At the end of the day, I want everybody to be in the same picture, so... But I think the one thing that you're going to enjoy the most is when we start doing night lights and stuff. They're quite interesting. I mean, we don't do them to 100% T, but we're close enough.
So actually the TAC and then we get in.
With my 1-9 right hand. No,
Sure.
1-9 left hand, correction. We can use one my 2-3 when there is a bit of a crosswind. So,
I'm going to bring us out further out. Towards the Washington.
Sorry, I was off for a minute.
don't worry.
Okay, your pilot's coming out. This is coming down.
All I do here, Dan, is literally I just start trimming the aircraft nose down. It's the
Right.
easiest way to do it. Just trim to the, you know, the lead aircraft, so just be trim to his sort of trim level, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's not much stick up put after that, really. Very, well, my stick barely moves.
Yeah.
It's just like little pressure points on my thumb and my fingers that I use to literally just move the stick. It's weird. No, but I think after doing that though myself, I think refresher and TOT is going to be really good for us all. Obviously we are teaching you dancing, but I think TOT refreshers might be worthwhile.
QH from ARMS 1014 still.
1-0.
Cool weather brief. Wind is 190 at 4 knots, so the 4 knot headwind.
Confirm what my reading is.
190.
190,
Left hand for, yeah.
I made a mistake.
Okay. Wing right now. Holding the bank now. Rolling out now. Nose is still coming down though, don't we? Just a quick fuel check. 2.7.
If you can't read it, Dan, don't worry. I know you're in VR.
Yeah, don't worry.
You should have enough. I'd work with all that to be enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure I had it set right at the beginning, to be honest. But I've got enough. I've got plenty.
That's why you might be struggling with the power management here.
Yeah.
You might be heavier than us.
Nose is coming down a bit further here.
Right, let's get a briefing for the run of Moray. So we're going to commit to this wind sweep. It's 460 knots.
10,000 feet.
Left hand brake. Into the circuit. You're welcome to do circuits if you want to do a few circuits. If not, you commit. Welcome to land. Start whatever. I believe neutral will keep out of the way if need be. So we should be
Yeah,
okay
but
traffic wise.
3:35's just about 1 o'clock and 12 o'clock. It'll take us out to about the wash and then we'll come in just east of Kings Lynn.
What is that?
There is just a little bit of turbulence, just watch yourselves. So increasing the descent. Set. Just confirm, 1-3, you said 460 for the initial with this wingsuit.
Yeah,
5,000 feet.
that's correct. Yes, sorry, I had to.
There you go.
I am boards. Yeah.
Gonna level it out about 3,000 feet, so we're going up a bit now. That'll do for now.
Try and help down out here a little bit. You put the power up a little bit.
If I'm going to bring it up to 460 now.
Just bring the power up. That's it, keep it there, keep it there. Hold it there.
Use the autopilot, so watch me.
Use the autopilot now.
Oops, sorry. Apologies, my nose crept up. I just put the alt throttle on.
450 knots.
It's a bit iffy when you're trying to run brake.
No, don't worry, I'll take it off, it's just for now. It's just for the lead in, and then I'll come off it.
That, put the power on. Not too much, up a little bit, just a little bit. There you go. Hold it there. Hold the power, put the power. When you start to feel yourself drift back, just put that little bit of power back in. I mean, it's very minor power adjustments, but I'm not sure on your weight how much it's affecting. Okay,
And right now. Holding the bank. No. No, just going down just a little bit here. Rolling it out now.
struggling to hold it.
That's okay, no worries. I've got the reference on you, and I've got the reference on Chewie. So once the references match, that means
Right,
you're both in the right position. You're in the right position. Fine.
Just go further down.
Obviously, Chewie does fly a little bit differently to me, but it shouldn't be an issue.
Here, quickly.
No. I'm just struggling to coordinate. So I don't
No
know.
worries, don't stress. It's not vital. We don't take it that seriously.
Here, further down.
It's just nice to see you improve when you do. And, I really want that sort of encouragement and help on people. That's the sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, sorry. Slight left adjustment. Going left.
Chewie's commands are a little bit different because he decides to go with the Scottish approach to things. It
Oh
just
yeah.
completely change everything.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it just feels a little bit unnatural being. I feel like I'm almost side by side. You know, I feel like I should be further back.
No. It's also where you need to be. There.
Being right.
What was the power changes?
Apologies, that was the other throttle coming off.
Exactly, this is why I tell you not to use it. Because now I've lost you.
Slightly off the line.
Because you're not power set to that throttle adjustment, so you're going to make drastic changes. You don't want to be
We're
doing
gonna
that.
We're going to come back around here because I got the angle off.
Just want to reposition the other tomorrow.
I was saying I completely misjudged that turn.
You need to take us out wider than that. Take us in way to work.
Going further right.
Your initials need to be set up with about 12 miles, Ben, so you need to be lined up about 12 miles rather than 0 miles. That would probably work.
And so I was curving in on the arrival because I thought like I could be fine, like it'll line up, but apparently not.
No, I don't push it like. I'd suggest just going with the. Because we don't have the luxury of vectors and stuff like that, just don't push it. You might as well go further out, line up the TACAN to runway 19, and then when you get visual with the runway, then adjust.
Yeah.
But you should be in the relative heading already. So if you do a correction, yeah, just bring us round on this heading. When we're on the reciprocal heading, roll us out on the reciprocal. Just before,
I didn't curve back around.
and then fly roughly 12 miles out from the TACAN and then turn us around. Because you'll have more time to correct. But don't turn around and be lined up on 12 miles. Have one out 12 miles, then turn back in. Get visual with the airfield and the runway, and then correct yourself. I think that would be a better option without the vectors and stuff.
It's easy doing it with one aircraft, but doing it with formation, that's where I'm struggling. We did this last thing.
Just treat it like you would any other sort. At the end of the day, Ben, you should technically be setting yourself up for an initial of 12 miles as a singleton. You shouldn't be doing that. If you're doing a run and brake at it, you know, you want to be setting yourself up nice, you know, give yourself the distance.
Rolling out now.
another factor is we're flying at 460 knots, so everything's happening a lot quicker. Because when we run and break into the circuit, it's literally power idle to the G, to the AOA, get the wings out, in the downwinds, should be about 250 knots in the downwind. Just leave the power idle, bring it down to about 200 knots, and then start putting the power back in and configuring the aircraft for landing.
Being slightly right. Sorry, that was turbulence jumping there.
Okay.
While he's correcting Dan, just give him a bit of room, and then when he's lined up and ready to go, we'll collapse back in and
Yep. That's fine.
right, so we're over Whole Beach now, or we're just next to it. So what I'd suggest doing is fly out till the VTAC full. It's quite hard to spot them. But you want to turn in before that peninsula on the right there. Okay? See that bit sticking out on the coast?
Yeah,
Just
got
turn
you.
in before that and you'll be okay. I'd say start turning now, you'll be fine.
Being right.
We've got 16 miles on the Moran, so
Holding the wing command. And further right.
at this day, just relax. Your job is to make sure that you keep the aeroplane in the right place. Right, don't worry about who's on the wing. It's their job to stay there. Okay, just remember that, okay? Dan's doing really well, considering, you know, he hasn't really done much of this. Close formation flying before. So, just relax. Getting a bit close there. Now I'll come back a bit. Just to avoid this one.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, if you want to start collapsing back in now, Dan, then close to it. Ben's going to position himself, so just let him do what he does. Don't call out, so he'll just roll it out as and when he needs to, just watch for those. Okay, any minor adjustments, just make them.
Roger that.
Looking for the field.
Best thing to do is
Go
just go, like, roll it out. There you go, roll it out. And ID the field now. Start IDing the field.
At the field.
Now adjust. Consider runway, now is start adjusting.
Right to left.
Be slightly right of the runway, so don't worry about being slightly right.
Going right.
It's okay if you're over it.
Along.
It's just it's fine.
Slightly left of the runway. So sorry.
That'll be it's supposed to be slightly right of the runway if you're doing the left-hand circuit, but don't worry if you are. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, relax. That's it. Right, and if you're slightly on the angle, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. Looks like we're okay. Can you close it up
Yeah,
now, Dan?
No, we're slightly off angle here.
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Just make sure when we all go on the downwind, we're all adjusting for that angle, okay?
Going slightly right.
That was a nice correction. Didn't really need it, but it was a nice correction.
Further right.
That's it, just hold it there, roll it up. The reciprocal is 010, roughly.
1 braking now.
6 seconds.
Do you reckon now?
rigging. The power idle to the G, back 3G. To
400 knots.
010. Loose travelling.
Find the voice a little bit
A
out here.
little bit higher. I've gone a little higher. Power, little power. 010, rolling out 010. Okay, I've got eyes on one
300
aircraft,
knots.
2 aircraft. I see 2 aircraft, that's great.
Gear travels.
Full flaps, gear travelling.
250 knots.
3 green in the turn.
I am higher than you guys and I shouldn't be, but... Flaps travelling, 220 knots. Fuel is 1.9, 210 knots, flaps 2, descending. 13's in the downwind, I'm full flaps, gears travelling, 180 knots, we're going to fly that 180 knots onto the final, okay?
1 turning final.
I'm going to do a second circuit just to make sure that my circuit's good because I'm a little high. I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm right.
Full flag, 3 greens, visual on 2
3 green.
aircraft.
3 green, full flat, 1-1, full stop, 1-9 mark.
1-3 turning base. So technically I wouldn't talk through all that when I'm doing it for your guys' sake. Just to let you know what I'm doing.
If 1-1 is going to full stop, I'm going to do a low approach.
You are fast.
1-3 low approach.
On the reverse, 1-3. Yeah, 1-1, sorry.
1-3's finals runway 19 low approach.
I want to go around. Evans flaps 2.
Just holding off the taxiway here, my reverse is just stuck.
That's 1. For 300. Turning
450 feet. 350 feet. 250 feet.
1-3 going around. Flaps up.
1-2 downwind. Gear travels.
250 knots. 250 knots. Power back.
Retract
Fine.
flaps.
And that will be my speed to the downwind. 1,000 feet.
Knots. 1-2 telephone.
What 3 downwind? Gear travels. stop or go around?
1-2 is finals for go around. Runway 19. 1 mile.
1-3 is 3 greens, turning base.
And 1-2 going on flaps. Lovely. Give up.
I am, however, very impressed. So,
Flaps to 1.
thank you very much.
Stiff. 300 knots.
1-3
One-
is your finals. The full stop. Runway 1.
450 feet.
Use customs activate. Runway.
300 feet.
Guilty.
Use crossing.
200
1-2 is
feet.
downwind.
There's someone else.
100 feet.
1-3 is going around. Right, nose up, power back, looking for 500 feet, 500 feet left turn.
That's 35 on. Stock is on 2-4.
Yeah, 2-3. I will make this my last one though, definitely. I just didn't really want to ruin a nice flight by somebody on the runway.
Indeed. Okay, 1-2 turning final.
One three is down there for the full stop.
Gear down, flaps down.
A bit bumpy today. Down full stop.
Okay, 1-2 short final, full stop 19.
One three, turning base, full stop. One right.
I'll roll it right to the end.
Nice touchdown.
I'm very impressed. Okay.
Thank you.
Dan, you've been under a lot of pressure with having 3 of us here. Formations, getting there. Doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, just I don't know what it was. I just struggled with the I don't know, the coordination tonight.
Don't worry. It's something that we all come up, things that come up. We 1-3 short finals and we 1-9 full stop.
450
so we all
feet.
come on, we all suffer with it. We all have bad days where, we're not
300
fully
feet.
there, we're not fully with it, or whatever.
Yeah.
You all know, I know.
One, two, clear the
150
exits.
feet.
Landing.
50 feet. Ten feet.
Butter.
Right. Yeah, enjoyable. Enjoyable.
Enjoyed it. There'll be more of that, don't worry. To come.
Definitely.
Uh, so there'll be plenty of that to come, so don't worry about that. Right, I'm trying to check that it's taxi lights on. Taxi lights on. For my vacators. Yeah, so there'll be more of that to come. Obviously, very good job on everyone's part today. Obviously, I did the TOT. That is an introduction into TOT, so you now know what we do and how we do it and what it's like. Again, we don't take it too seriously, but, you know, it's nice to try and improve. I think a refresher would be ideal for all of us on TOT, because that was I would like to say that was a poor performance on my side, really, for introduction. 20 seconds, 23 seconds is a very, I don't know, for me it's a very defining margin. It just shows I've been slacking on it for a while, so, you know, it'll be good to get back into that. But good performance all round, nice return. Again, yeah, you know, the other cock up, it's a good recovery after that. But again, no big issue. Just a bit of advice, take it a little bit further out, get yourself prepped and lined up. If you're not happy, turn us around and do it again. It's not an issue. But it's good that you ID'd that it was wrong and you decided to go around. It's always a positive factor. Dan, your next sortie, you will lead. I'll try not to put too much pressure on you. I don't expect much. All I'm going to do is I'll ask you to either plan the sortie, so you'll plan it yourself, so you know where you're going. You know what you know. You'll get all the information. You know what you're doing, and you just fly it. Okay, fly it as if you were on your own.
Okay.
All right. You may have me and Chewie on your wing. You may not. You may just have me. You may just have Chewie. Who knows?
Nav-wise, it's just TAC, aren't they, yeah?
Yeah, it's just TAC and nav and ILS. So what we'll just get you from going to different VOR points, we'll convert it to TACAN, and then we'll get you doing an ILS approach. It's just so I know that you understand it, and then if you want to learn any more, I can show you and teach you it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just an idea so I know where you're at in terms of knowledge.
Sure. Just on the ILS, does anybody else find that Mara brings you to the not to the centre of the runway?
It will. Because it's a Cat
Will
1
what?
ILS. The
Right,
way it
okay.
works is it'll only take you in so far, and then once you get so far in, it's a visual range only. So the best thing to do is find a Cat 3 ILS, and that will fly you all the way into the centre of the runway.
Yeah, I kind of found that. I think, is Coningsby a Cat 3, do you know?
No.
It's not. Because Coningsby seems to respond better.
Most major airports, I think Cardiff is a Cat 3, and I think like Newcastle and stuff's a Cat 3, so if you can pick one of those airfields, that'll be better.
Yeah.
You can do Mara, all I want to see is that you fly it.
Rise Morton, fully Cat 3.
Yeah,
Is it?
possibly, yeah, might be.
Right. I'll have a little play then, see what I can see what I come up with.
I think Cat 3 will be your easiest option so you don't get confused, but
Yeah, I mean, I can get on a visual approach without a problem. Saying that, of course. Watch. watch and see what else. But
I'll be honest, I have full faith in your ability to ILS, so
okay, well I'll put something together then. It'd be good, good exercise just to. We'll have a fly out to, like you said,
again, don't worry about taking things too seriously because you don't normally lead torches. This will be the first time you'll lead one, and it's your first time sort of taking us out. All I ask is that you run through us a brief. That's all I ask. Where we're going, what we're going to do, and that's it.
Okay.
That's all you're going to do. You're going to assign us our numbers as well, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, and I'll allow you to decide. I'll give you the list of call signs that we use, and you can pick the call sign, you can pick who's flying where, you can pick your location, your destination, wherever you want to go.
Great.
Everything's up to you at that point, but obviously the main focus is TACAM and ILS. That's all I want, you know. The rest of the stuff is just a bit of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Down to the pound.
Thank you very much, gents.
No worries.
Take care.
Thank you for your patience and your time.